it's really funny that people downed me for having a spicy site because I work in healthcare. Like, I could just do my spicy site, but no, I'm a hustler. I have multiple incomes, multiple jobs. And the only thing that they care about is that I have a spicy site. Not that I'm actually trying to further my career, because this isn't going to last forever. Y'all want to pick and choose who you support. It's very clear.
Welcome to the CWC podcast. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We're almost up to 100 subscribers. We are up, and matter of fact, let me play a little applause for that. Thank you, everybody, for the support so far. I think we're at 92, so almost to 100. 100 is big for me, man. I'll take that. I'm satisfied with that. So we appreciate all support, all the feedback we've been getting. Again, most of it's been positive for the most part, right? I think everything's been
everybody's been quite friendly.
Constructive. There's some constructive criticisms here and there, which is great. That's what we need to figure out how we're going to improve the content. Quick announcement before we jump into the meat of the content. This is going to be the first show that's going out on Spotify. It's going to be a kind of our first multicast situation. So, with that being said, welcome once again tonight. This is OnlyFans Part 1. OnlyFans, how did we get here? Now, this is a broad topic. It's going to have two parts. Tonight is my sister and I have some facts and figures that we want to share with you that are very telling. I think people know that OnlyFans exists. They've heard of it before, but they don't quite understand the scale, because I didn't understand the scale until I was doing the research for tonight's show. The amount of money and the growth that this, kind of small fledgling company in 2016, I think is when they came out. And now, I mean, their revenue is ginormous at this point. And, this OnlyFans falls into the gig economy. You hear that terminology thrown around?
Gig.
The gig economy is basically people who decided, during the lockdowns, the pandemic, I got to figure out another way to make money.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yes.
So they call it the gig economy. It covers YouTubers. That covers people who started their own Amazon delivery. I know you guys have probably seen a lot of those guys that started Amazon services and things like that.
Yeah. Or any online business.
Yeah.
Started your own business during the lockdown.
Yeah. Anything. If you started, a lot of people started LLCs. A lot of people started just, companies from almost nothing. You can see a lot of people's stories out there online. It's quite amazing how people have become. I think that's one of the benefits of the pandemic, if you could say. There was a benefit, is that people became more entrepreneurial minded.
Yes. And
they started thinking outside the box and saying, okay, there's more to life than just my corporate 9 to 5. Because, before the lockdowns, everybody, you woke up in the morning, very few people worked from home, right?
Right.
You got in your car, you commuted to work, you had your lunch break, your coffee breaks, right? You came home, you picked your kids up from daycare.
You had a plugged-in routine.
A very plugged-in routine. You got home, you had dinner, took showers, watched movies, whatever, wind down. But when the lockdowns happened, all that changed. Now it
forced people to either, now they can live their dream. They already have a dream that they didn't have time for. Now they've got the time to, you know what? I'm going to give this thing a shot. I've always wanted to do X, Y, Z. Yeah. And then you have people who just said, I want to figure out how to make more money.
Yeah.
At whatever cost. I'm willing to try anything new.
And hence tonight's show. OnlyFans, and we're going to share a couple of articles tonight. Actually, I've got several. We're going to go through them quickly, and I'm just going to capture some key moments from each. But just to give you an idea before we get started, I'm going to share a couple of articles. The first one's going to be these OnlyFans statistics. There are some very interesting stats here that I want to share, just to kind of give you an idea of the scale that this business has grown. It's quite mind-boggling when you actually see it in numbers. There's quite a lot of money floating around. So we're going to share that with you. We're going to share the top OnlyFans creators. There's some young ladies who are making. There's actually men on here too, but the person who's number one is not a man.
It sounds like unbelievable money. Like when you call out the monthly income of some of these people,
right?
A lot of people, the disbelief just instantly pops up. So like, no way, there's no way that doesn't even sound real.
Yep. It is quite mind-boggling. I mean, we're looking at something on the screen now, and we'll read it to you here. So it says now the vast majority of OnlyFans creators earn 0 to 5,000 a month, but there are over 100 creators that are making over $1 million a month. So that's 12.
That sounds like ridiculous.
It sounds very ridiculous, right? You hear now. Granted, it's a small percentage; it's only 100 or so people, but it shows you what's actually possible on the platform. Now, most of these people, so you guys understand, they had huge followings on other platforms. They brought in their fan base from Instagram, probably. I mean, I'm thinking, I don't know. It was when did TikTok pop up?
I don't know. I'm still getting acquainted with TikTok, so I don't
know. Because I'm wondering, like I said, that those 100 folks, they all had huge followings on other social media platforms, and they eventually just started telling, during the lockdowns, they're home, right? So they had to find something to do. So a lot of them just started taking pictures of themselves and saying, hey, you know what? If you want to look at more intimate photos of me or whatnot, pay me $10 a month and I'll show you the same pictures that you're looking at now, right?
That's not a big number either. I mean, a monthly membership of $7, $5, $10. It's not going to hurt you in the pocket. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, so just to give you an idea of the revenue, so at the end of 2019, going into 2020 is when things really start to explode. That's when COVID was setting in, the lockdowns were setting in. In 2020, the total revenue topped $2 billion annually. So I think, I mean, you looked at some of the early numbers. It was way in like they were making hundreds of millions, but not billions.
Yeah.
They've now crossed into being $1 billion empire.
Yeah.
There are a lot of nurses and teachers and during the research that we found out, a lot of nurses, a lot of teachers took to OnlyFans as a secondary income.
Yeah.
And what happened is a lot of them started making a lot more money than they make nursing. So they just said, you know what? Why don't I just do this?
Wouldn't you?
So as a nurse, let me pass this to you. As a nurse, because we're going to reference a young lady named Jalen, I think her name is. She's a nurse. We're going to use her case as our study here tonight. My sister being a nurse, we're going to have very interesting perspective from her from two things: the moral dilemma, right? The moral dilemma of you're taking care of elderly people, sick people, this, that, and the other. But at night, you're taking risque pictures of yourself and videos and selling them to thirsty men online.
Okay.
So how do you feel about that from a moral perspective?
Well, I mean, as far as the industry goes, nursing goes, I think that you're supposed to uphold a certain type of character as a nurse. And I would advise, if you want to still be a nurse and hold your license, don't get found out. I mean, because they're going to ridicule you. They're going to make you feel ugly and bad and disgusting for it.
Okay.
And nursing is hard enough as it is. I mean, they're going to run you out of there. Yeah, but that's okay, because you'll just be laughing all the way to the bank, right?
Well, which is what this young lady is doing. I think she still. I think when I was reading her story, and we'll share the article with you. I think she ended up. She does I think either travel or home health care or something like that. So she's kind of mobile with what she does. Because you can take freelance jobs and contract to hire jobs as nurses. Yeah. So she can pick up those contracts in her time when she's not doing her OnlyFans stuff. Sure. So she's found a way to make it work. She just couldn't work at this one specific facility, and we'll share the story with you because it was actually because the hospital said we can't fire you for having an OnlyFans. However, your OnlyFans existing is a huge distraction to the rest of the staff.
Yeah, they were very They're probably, I would imagine they were quite jealous. You know, women hate on each other just in under normal circumstances.
No,
So,
are you sure about this?
Yeah, get yourself a nurse who's making a huge side income with her face and body. Mm-hmm. And if they can't compete, you know, women are just jealous under normal circumstances. So I could just imagine what she kind of went through.
So if you look at the article on the screen, this is a young lady we're talking about. It says nurse on OnlyFans fired due to coworkers watching her videos at work. Now this is just from September the 16th, so just last month. This is a young lady.
Now, not for nothing, they should have been in trouble for watching her videos at work.
Yeah, so it says in the caption, Jalen says that she was told her other occupation is distracting and she was fired. In a TikTok with over 1.9 million views, she explained that the main source of income is making OnlyFans content. And for the last year and a half, she's also worked as a nurse for a nursing home group until now. It talks about how, let me scroll down to the meat of it here. She basically, and we'll link this article, but for our audio only, we'll read a little bit more. But it's got sharing some of her content here. But basically, she got fired essentially for being too distracting to the rest of the staff, which plays to what you were saying. Here's what I'm thinking happened. This is my guess, and you work in the field, so
yeah,
you can tell me what you think. Is this kind of a good theory or not?
Okay.
She's on regular social media, most likely, so she has friends that she works with that are nurses, right?
Yes.
One of those friends could easily find out that you're doing something on OnlyFans, or she might have even told him in confidence, right? One of her friends, and that friend got jealous about the amount of money that she was making, told somebody else at the facility, and next thing you know, everybody's going and logging into her OnlyFans and watching her content.
That and listen, a lot of the times the people you work with are not your friends, you know. So a lot of times, nurse or not, it doesn't. But a lot of times, people are not your friends. So if you've got something you need to keep to yourself, or you think could possibly get you into hot water, get you fired, don't tell your coworkers. That's number one. But as far as that goes, she is so distracting. She's beautiful, and then she's making all this money on the side.
Yeah.
There was a large amount of jealousy there. They were very jealous, and they told on her. That's what happens.
Which, by the way, guys, this is female specific right here, because men don't do. There are no men trying to get anyone fired for doing anything on OnlyFans. I can guarantee you that. There's no men out there saying, well, this was ridiculous. Why are they doing this? Because the $2 billion in revenue we told you, probably 99% of it's coming from men. Yeah. So it's women who hate on each other to this degree.
Like, to me, it's none of my business. Like, if that's what you're doing and that's what you do, and you're God bless you. I mean, not everybody can do that, right? But there's going to be your angry Karens, your middle-aged, out of shape, overweight, cannot compete anymore, that is jealous and angry about it. Man. And she's going to tell, you can't work with me. You have no morals, is what she's going to say.
Jealousy is one of the deadly sins. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense. I mean, I can see how it could really infuriate, some of these nurses that are working really, really hard, right? And here's this pretty nurse who already probably gets most of the attention in the facility already, and now she's online making tons of money. And we'll share this girl's TikTok with you, fair use, so you could take a look. She's doing quite well for herself. So, I mean, I understand like the moral portion of it, the moral dilemma.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, who am I to judge is the way I see it from my perspective.
That's how I see it. I mind my own business. And then you know what? You don't know what those people are doing that are condemning her and all of those people, what they do when they're at home. To know someone is to live with someone. To know someone is to be a fly on the wall in their home with the door shut. Those Karens have skeletons. Everybody does.
It's a slippery slope, and but I can understand the allure of the money to these girls. It's hard to say no to that to some of these girls that are struggling, because remember, I mean, inflation kicked in. Everybody felt their rent go up, their insurance went up,
A
this
lot
went
of
up, the
things happen, and
groceries
then
went
a
up.
lot of nurses quit and left the industry. So the nurses that are left have double or triple the work, and they didn't increase the rate of pay for nurses. So you're working double, triple hard, and you're not really. Nursing is glamorized. Nursing is glamorized on TV and the commercials. Be a nurse, work with doctors, all of these things. And the truth of it is nursing is a very tough job. It is not easy. You earn every single penny while you're there. And a lot of times the nurses aren't getting rich, guys. I mean, it depends on what kind of nurse you are, but most nurses are not getting rich.
And it's hard work.
And it's hard work.
On top of that. So you can see that the allure of, and guys, I'll just be honest, I mean, a lot of guys like nurses and school teachers. So
yeah,
they like nurse and school teacher outfits, right? So it's no surprise to me that those are two of the more popular occupations that are going over to OnlyFans as a second job. That's not surprising to me.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, like I said, I'm not going to sit here and vilify these girls. Only thing I'm saying is that just understand and be accountable for what you're doing, because there is a downstream effect to it. Maybe later on in life, a lot of these girls, there have been stories of girls who have wanted to get married, get into relationships. It's going to be very, very difficult for them to transition into a normal life, right? A normal relationship, with somebody who's going to be understanding.
Is OnlyFans? Are these pictures? Are they by themselves? Are they with someone? Are they with things? I don't.
Yeah. So all of the above. I mean, it's so now this young lady, and we'll share her page here with you guys real quick. This Jalen girl. We'll just give you an example of what she she was the clip you saw earlier as well.
What about that one?
So yeah, so this is her page. Just to give you an idea of the content, you can take a look. This is her playgirl, Jalen. This is the nurse that we're telling you about that got fired. She has a bunch of videos here, but you can see. I mean, this is basically what she does. She does, the twerking and the trying on clothes and things, and like this one got 200,000 views for some reason. But you could just see, just to give you an idea of what she does. So the nurses see this.
Okay.
Right? They see this and they're shocked and appalled that they're working with this disgusting girl, right? You know what I'm saying? That's basically what they're saying,
She's
right?
Horrible.
From their point of view.
Yeah.
She's a terrible example for what we do for a living, right? Yeah. So, so it calls into question the morality of it, right? So slippery slope.
I believe with time that the judging that would taper off, because you have an older generation that's still working, and once they start to retire or leave, then you have a newer, you know what I'm saying? So maybe over time it won't be so frowned upon so much, and people can make money any way that they want to and not be vilified for it.
Because for sure the older generation is going to be more condemning to this kind of behavior, right? They're the older, more traditional women for sure are going to be like, man, like, because these are women that were raised to be wives and mothers, right?
Yes,
and they're looking at this as like, this is blasphemy to a lot of them.
It's got to be.
Especially a lot of the more religious women who are who take it to the religious perspective. I mean, this is appalling stuff for them to see. I get it, right? I see both sides of the equation, but at the same time, what I'm saying is this is part of the gig economy that was created. So these are just human beings that are taking advantage. They're taking advantage of the market that was created, right? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's up to you to decide, the person who's doing it, right?
The powers that be put it there.
Right. So
yeah.
Tell us what you think in the comments. I think it's an interesting topic, interesting debate. I mean, you let me know what you think, but I can kind of see both sides of it. But I'm just saying, as long as the content creator is aware of what they're doing and what the downstream effects could be, especially if they have children and things like that, you have to worry about the impact, because there's a lot of stories about that where there's kids who have been harassed at school and things like that because of what their mom does online. So if you're okay with that, again, that's your decision to make, right?
I still have the question: how do they know you're on there? How do people find
you can find out anything online. You can find out anything online. To sum it up, so that's really it's easy
so it's
to
not
find.
Private. Like if I started an OnlyFans, would someone just go to the site and type my name in?
Someone would find out. Okay, here's what would happen.
How does that work? How do you find
you're gonna
OnlyFans?
You're gonna advertise your OnlyFans, right? How else are people gonna know that you're on OnlyFans? Oh, okay. See what I mean? You have to put these girls aren't hiding it. They're putting it in their bios. They're putting it everywhere.
Okay. I don't know what
they're advertising themselves. Hey, here I am. Come look at my pictures, right? So that's to answer the question. That's how that. Now, guys, question for you: would you allow your wife or girlfriend to be on OnlyFans? Legit question, because I'm going to share another quick article with you. This is a gentleman whose wife. Here you go. It says husband supports wife's OnlyFans career. It talks about Audrey Ora. She's 24. She's a plus size top 0.4% OnlyFans model. She's the sole income earner of her household, supporting her husband, and she has a young son and they both are autistic. Okay. So, and she talks about.
So she gets to be home with her children.
And it talks about, and the story, you guys, I encourage you to go read this article. It's very interesting. But it talks about how basically she became, obviously the breadwinner for the family, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously she's taking care of 2 autistic people, right? So she's got a lot on her plate. Yeah. She makes a lot of money. I think it talks about here. So she's making about $10,000 a week on OnlyFans.
Alrighty then.
So $10,000 a week.
Not a month.
A week.
Okay.
All right, a week. And guys, like I said, for the audio listeners, I know you can't see the article, but we just referenced a quick article about a husband who fully supports his wife. Mm-hmm. I don't think he has much of a choice.
Well, he's getting very well taken care
of.
Now,
I mean, I think in his case, he's able to put the moral dilemma out the window, right? Because he's
maybe he's in the videos and the pictures. Maybe.
Gee, I hope not.
I just asked you, do they do people and things?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. It's whatever. You're just marketing yourself. What do you? I mean, some girls. There's girls that just take feet pictures. I swear to goodness, there are girls that just take pictures of their feet, and they have tons of guys that buy the pictures of their feet.
Yeah.
See, again,
it's you guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You guys are dumb.
Yeah. Oh. Didn't I say in the beginning of the video? There's no men getting anything shut down. They're up there like, no, let them do something else.
Yeah.
They're showing us everything. Let them keep going. Don't stop them, please. It's only the women you know what? The women are tending to shut it down because they're like, hey, stop telling them everything we're doing.
Like, will she fart in a jar? Will she send me her toenail clippings?
There's women. There's women that are selling farts. Mm-hmm. Trista, you saw that story.
Everybody saw that story.
That went viral. There's women that are selling toenail clippings. They're selling farts. They're selling locks of their hair. And there's men buying the stuff.
Buying it. $50,000 worth of farts.
Guys are spent. I mean, you saw we just said $2 billion. Like I said, mostly from men. Yeah. So it's an indictment on us, guys. Like
we could count on you.
It's an indictment on us. If you're paying for this stuff, my advice would be to stop.
Then we can count on you guys.
That's my personal opinion. I wouldn't pay for any of this stuff. But again, who am I to judge? I mean, some people find value in different things, right?
There's something for everybody.
There is something for everybody.
On OnlyFans or everywhere.
Guys, if you're spending money, man, that's your sound effect. Stop spending money. I get it. You have a certain look, and now some of these men are in Middle America, and right, they've never even seen girls that look like this. Yeah. Like this, so they've never ever seen. So these girls are like super exotic, and now they're marketing themselves to you, and you pay $10 a month, and you can talk to her. And some of them, they do private chats if you spend more money. Okay. You do private chats. I mean, a lot of girls, it's no surprise that a lot of their videos where they're in the shower and the pool are the ones that make the most money.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why that is. I have no idea why that would be. But this is what's going on out here. So let us know in the comments. I mean, guys, would you allow?
What a market.
Would you allow your wife or your girlfriend? She's making buku money, right? She's making buku money. She's bringing it through. I mean, it's falling out of her pockets. She's coming in there. It's falling out of her purse. She's giving you bags of money to hold because there's too much money, and the dude's sitting there. I don't think I want you on OnlyFans.
I wish you would stop, hun.
he's not telling her to stop, right?
And he's saying it real. I wish you would stop. She can't hear you.
Well, because here's the other problem he has. If he makes her stop, he can't replace that income. She's just going to leave him and continue doing OnlyFans. So he's stuck at this point. He's stuck. There's nothing that he can do. That particular gentleman.
Just go for the ride.
Yeah, just at this point, if you're already in there with your woman, now that would be my suggestion. If your woman's already in there and you know that, or you met her on OnlyFans, like you know she's an OnlyFans girl and you start dating her, you have to be okay with whatever she's doing.
Don't ask her to quit.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
Don't come in there. I've been thinking about this, and I want you to stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. She's not going to do that.
You're going to lose.
She's not going to do that. You're going to leave. You have to take that package as it comes. You can't modify that one, right? There's nothing that you can do, right? Yeah. So let us know, guys. Would you let your girlfriend do it? Would you date an OnlyFans girl? Hey, let us know in the comments.
What's the age limit? Did I miss the boat? No,
no, there's no age limit. You can get in there now. No, you can get in there. Hey, you can get in there right now.
Side gig.
I think as long as you're 18, because remember, Bad Barbie or whatever, as soon as she turned 18, she instantaneously made like the 400,000 or whatever. There you go. So now let me ask you this.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you because you do have a daughter. Would you support your daughter if she chose OnlyFans as a second job to supplement her income?
I wouldn't. I don't think I would. I wouldn't be happy about it, But what is she doing on there exactly?
Let's just say she's so only because you can do. She doesn't have to do sexually explicit stuff. She doesn't have to do any of that stuff. She can just go on there.
Is she washing cars in a bathing suit?
Yeah, that's what the young lady Jalen does. She twerks and washes. Now, guys are obviously they're going to tune in if while you're doing that, if you're doing jumps or flips or gymnastics or whatever.
Right.
They'd like that for your shirt to be wet or something like that. So would you be okay with your, daughter doing those things?
I don't really want to comment.
Okay.
Because if she's 18, if she's an adult, like I said, I wouldn't. I think I would want her. I just don't even know what to say. I just don't. I don't know.
Because the reason I bring that up is
I would hate. Okay, if there was tiers to it, right?
Yeah.
And tier 1 is pretty innocent-ish, and then 2 a little more risque, 3, 4, and then depending on the tier would determine how I felt about it. It was pretty. If guys are dumb enough to. Sorry, guys, but if guys are dumb enough to pay to, say, for example, see Skylar do back handsprings in a 2-piece, and she gets paid for it. But now she's down here with all kinds of objects and things in the video.
Yeah.
No.
It could spiral out of control in a hurry. But interesting dilemma. I mean, let us know. I don't know. I mean, I have 2 daughters too, right? So I have to what would I say? I know how I would react, but I'm just, it's different with females. That's why I want to get your perspective. Interesting. I would be totally against it if it were my kids, but everybody not.
You could be against it and you can feel a certain way about it, but it's not going to change anything.
Yeah, I mean, they can go do it anyway. That's what I'm saying. They could go do it anyway.
It's like you got to love your kid anyway.
Yeah, I would just tell. I mean, if they decided to do it, I would say, it wouldn't be one of those where I'm going to disown you.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't be that. It would be, I would say, just understand what you're doing and be ready to own the fallout from it.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Don't do it and then turn around and then 2 years later everything and then you act all of a sudden you become one of the reformed porn stars and stuff that cry, oh my God, I was coerced into doing this stuff, and you were making millions of dollars. That's what you were doing. So don't tell us now that you're a victim. That's all I'm saying. Just you live with the results.
Exactly.
And I think that's kind of for life, a metaphor for life. Live with the results. You make a decision, you live with the results. You got to have the balls, frankly, to do that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't. A lot of people will do all of that, make all those mistakes, do all those things, and then
blame somebody else.
Blame someone else. Oh, this one, I wouldn't have started doing it if it wasn't for you.
And if he would have loved me right, then I wouldn't have felt like I needed to do that. Or if we weren't so broke eating beans all the time, I wouldn't have felt like I needed
there you
to
go.
do that. Blaming somebody.
Now, the moral dilemma that I want to talk about, and this involves children, since we're on the topic. So this young lady, and we're going to share another article with you from the Daily Mail. So this is a Christian OnlyFans model who rakes in $200,000 a month, insists that religion does not interfere with stripping off for money, and says her equally devout parents are so proud. So this one I pulled up as a point of reference because there's a religious component to it. Yeah. It's parents that are involved that know what their daughter is doing. And this lady, her name is Lindsay Capuano. She's 22, lives in Connecticut. And we'll share the link to the article, but you can see here this lady is a very voluptuous young lady here.
Goodness.
See? You see she's now she dresses like this, guys, while she and she has some videos on her.
Well, she sings.
Yeah.
Does she sing Christian songs?
Yes. So this young lady, she sings. She's dressed like this while she's singing those religious themed songs, right? So as you can see here, you guys get an idea of what we're dealing with. So
wow.
Now her parents fully support what she's doing. Yeah. And if you read through the article, it talks about how they actually say she's bringing healing and she's bringing things to her fans because they want to hear her sing these.
Oh, they're healed all right.
Indeed. Because I'm sure that all these guys just want to hear her sing these religious songs.
She is treating her body as a temple, as the Bible says, right? I mean, you can take any part of Scripture and twist it to fit your narrative or whatever you're doing. So, I take very good care of myself. Yeah. I do treat my body as a temple. And I sing Christian songs while I'm taking my clothes off.
So this particular young lady, here's where I disagree. This is a case where I don't agree with what she's doing, I think, because she is using the religious backdrop as an excuse to mask what she's actually doing when everybody knows what she's doing.
I think she uses the religious backdrop to draw more attention to herself so that she rises up in the ranks of, look at me. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to see the backslidden Christian who claims she isn't backslidden?
Yeah. I agree. I see what you're saying. That you're right. I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, she's using it for
because $200,000 a month. I mean, this woman's got
200,000 guys
a month, not annually, a month. Yeah. So
our parents are proud because of that.
Oh man, hey, if she's kicking 10% up to the folks, they're like, "What? I don't see any problem. What are you talking about?"
And the church loves her too.
And the church, she's making tons of donations to the church. Oh, she's done re-outfitted the church. The church is like
there's a wing named after her.
The blessings are coming in. It's happening, right?
Yeah.
Funny how it works, but hey, in a case like this, I just think you're being fake. Like if she went ahead and if she went ahead and just said what she was doing, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
No, this is what is it? Negative publicity is still publicity.
Yeah.
So she's using it as a negative, a positive, and a negative. Like it's like being passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Right? In a way,
This is a case, like I said. And you tell me, I mean, this, like I said, if you had a child who you found out that they were making this much money, like or anywhere close to it, like even if they were making $10,000 a month doing it, right? And you found that out, like, would you be shocked and appalled and tell your daughter to stop immediately? This is ridiculous. Or would you say, hey, kick a little upstairs to Pops next month?
Yeah.
I heard you're doing very well.
Yeah. You do compromise your integrity and your morals and say, you know what? To each his own.
It's a moral dilemma at the very least. So, so those were the videos and the bullet points I want to share with you guys today. I will share this all in the description box. I recommend reading these articles. It's a lot more depth to it.
Yeah.
There's when you start seeing the numbers and you start seeing just in fact, there's a couple statistics here that I'm going to read off quickly from the OnlyFans key stats that we have here. Cardi B's on there. She's one of the big, Bella Thorne is on there. She's one of the big content creators that makes tons and tons of money. Now, guys, here's some key stats. So there are 1.5 million OnlyFans creators as of August 2022. There are, I believe that number is, wasn't it 150 million?
150.
Yeah, 150 million users, active users. So, guys, to put that in perspective, the United States of America population is around 300 and I'm going off the top of my head, 330 million or so. It might be a little higher or lower.
So it's like half.
So half of the population of the United States is on OnlyFans. Half of the population of the United States.
I think there's enough money to go around on there. I mean,
now how do they get paid, right? This is a question, right? How do they get paid?
Yeah.
Well, OnlyFans creators, content creators make they keep 80% of what they make, and OnlyFans themselves takes 20%. It's a pretty good deal.
Really good.
You get to keep 80%. Now, obviously, you're going to have to pay taxes and everything out of your chunk.
Okay.
But but the boss, OnlyFans allowing you to use the platform, they're only charging you 20% big. Not too bad, right? So you get to keep. You make $100, you keep 80. Not too bad, right?
That's good.
We looked up this girl, Bryce Adams, that was the most popular. Now, she doesn't make the most money, but she's the most popular in terms of, I think, likes. I think she has 7.8 million likes across all of her.
Show everybody what she looks like.
Yeah, so we'll show you just really quickly this Bryce Adams young lady.
You guys tell me what you think of Bryce in the comments, please, because I have my own kind of thoughts.
Here she is.
Bryce,
this is Bryce. Bryce Adams is her name on her. This is her TikTok, but you see here, she's I guess she's a skinny fitness girl, right? But look right here, she does this particular video. She does like an imprint of her butt, right? And the cement and whatever, and just that one video got 1.1 million views.
Yeah.
Right. So it's little niche things like this that she does. Like this one got 21, almost 22 million views, and it's with them laying
her butt in the cement again.
Her sticking her butt in the cement. I think she put her whole back in there and everything this time.
Okay.
But apparently, there's a lot of men that like watching this young fitness model girl.
She's got obviously a great body. I think she has. No offense, and forgive me, an average face.
Okay. That does not matter.
No, no, it doesn't.
Doesn't matter because there's like.
It doesn't matter.
It could be that like that one little.
I say that to give hope.
Yeah.
I giving hope to the ladies out there who think, you know what, my time isn't up here. I maybe have some time left.
Maybe.
And
yeah, I mean,
you can compete.
When you look at the money that these women are making, I mean, yeah, I think that's what
there's
it is.
There's a lot of people on there. I mean, there's a sliver of pie there for you.
I mean, if there's definitely it. Now it does say here, the vast majority of creators only make about it says 0 to 5,000 a month, and then the people that make $1 million a month. Now, this is the median, I think, here. So the top 1% of all accounts make 33% of the money. So a third of the money is going to 1% of the creators, right?
Yeah.
And then now, in the top 10% of accounts make 73% of the money. So it's a small percentage of people that are making the monster money.
I see the numbers. Yeah.
Most of the content creators, that's why I don't get too excited, girls.
So there's a lot of people scrounging, like really trying to get some attention on themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
And now that it's become like, because you had a lot of like actors and stuff and actresses that decided to take their talent onto OnlyFans, saying, hey, I'm not working during the pandemic. We're not shooting any movies. Okay. So you have Cardi B, Bella Thorne, Amber Rose, Sway Lee, Chris Robshaw. And it has Jermaine Dupri on here, which I said, oh, that was interesting. But those are some of the top like celebrity creators, and very interesting stats here. I mean, it's now most, like I said, most of these girls, you're not going to go on here and open an OnlyFans tomorrow and start making $1 million a month. right? That's not going to happen.
You have to have an audience prior to getting in.
Yes.
And it looks like you have to have a pretty fun gimmick. I mean, she's laying in cement. Like, come up with something that's yours.
And a lot of these girls were girls that had huge TikTok followings from doing things like that, you know, and they garnered all of this huge following. So they're like, okay, why not I just start an OnlyFans and I'll take it a little bit deeper for people who are willing to pay, right? Yeah. And there's a lot of men that are willing to pay. So there's, so it's a very interesting economy. It's a little economy that's bubbled up and created it kind of itself, and now it's growing upon itself.
That's why you need all the IRS workers.
Well, yes, absolutely. So glad you brought that up. Yeah. Them hiring all these new IRS agents, it's to go after all of the money that's being created in the gig economy.
In the gig economy.
And OnlyFans is a big part of the gig economy. So there's people making monster amounts, not just on, OnlyFans, but just on all these platforms. You got people on YouTube.
God forbid you don't pay your taxes. You get to keep some of your money that you made.
Yeah. You got it. They want their money. So if you're not paying your taxes and you're doing your own self-employment and all these things, make your money, but pay your taxes. Because they're gonna come looking for you. They're like, oh, how much did you make every month on OnlyFans? Sounds like we need a bigger cut of that.
They're going after Shakira for not paying her taxes. I just saw that in the news.
Yeah, I saw that. I always think that those
taxes, guys.
I always think those are like extortionary things, right? Like all of a sudden you don't hear about this one person, and like when they went after Lionel Messi and all these people over there, you're like, okay, they need some money. They're telling, hey man, all that money you made in 2013, we need that. Let me get that.
Bring it up old news.
He's sitting over there. I thought y'all said y'all wasn't gonna say nothing. I thought it was cool. Nah, we need that money. Yeah,
no.
And times have changed. Let's go with that.
Come to collect.
Yeah. So, hey, here's what I say to all of you OnlyFans people who are making buku dollars. Hey, I say more power to you. Again, just own what you're doing, and then hey, I'm not the moral police. I say just own what you're doing, and then live with the results.
Don't be mad at somebody for doing something that you don't have the balls to do, or B, can't do because you just can't compete. Don't just mind your business.
Mind your business.
Mind your business. Mm-hmm. You don't have to hate on somebody because they aren't afraid to do something that you wouldn't do. I mean,
now before we wrap, we only got a couple minutes left. On that note, so this was part one of the OnlyFans discussion. We actually have an OnlyFans content creator who's going to be joining us for part two of this show, and is going to give us an inside look at how it works for real, because she does it for a living as part of her daily hustle, and she's open about it, she's honest about it, she'll tell you everything you want to hear.
Well, I can't wait.
We're going to bring her on the show. It's going to be very entertaining, and like I said, it's going to be kind of piggyback on this and just show you from the inside, hey, what does it go in? How easy is it, right? Because I'm sure it's a lot of work for these girls too. It's not just, it ain't just wake up and take a couple pictures, go back to bed. I mean, these girls put in a lot of work to keep their looks up, keep their fitness up, and there's competitions constantly coming through the door because there's a next girl and the next girl and the next girl and the next girl. So if you want to continue to be the girl and don't lose your audience, you got to keep it up, right? So we'll get some insight from the ground floor when we do the interview later on this week, and then we'll be sure to post that for you as well. We're gonna go ahead and wind down. We're brushing up on the time limit here.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say before we call it a night?
Should I do OnlyFans? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, tell us in the comments. Should she start an OnlyFans? Hey,
be nice.
Hey, put it in the comments. I mean, I know they don't want me to start an OnlyFans. They'd be like, what is he doing one for? But yeah, you could probably do one. Oh, and next thing you know, watch. Hey, she blows up on OnlyFans. I lose my co-host. They're like, what happened to your sister? He went on OnlyFans.
I'll keep my nursing license and my co-host.
I do part 3 of it, and I'm talking to her she's in Tahiti. So remember when we talked to you about OnlyFans?
Yeah.
So but again, thanks guys. We're gonna wind down again. We're going live with this one on Spotify. It's going to be uploaded there, so we'll share those details with you in the description box as well. Like and subscribe to the channel as always. We appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Good night.
Bye.